Julia Spencer is a real estate investor with over 25 years' experience who owns multiple investment properties. She's a single mother of two who moved to the U.S. in 1993 with only $20 in her pocket. She currently holds an MBA. Julia Spencer is neither a realtor nor an attorney, and the contents of this recording are only her opinions. Get her free guide to investing at juliamspencer.com. I'm your host, Dr. Steve G. Jones, multimillionaire and hypnotherapist. My website is stevegjones.com. Essential Landlord Guide. Module 1. Ideal Landlord Candidates.
Hello, this is Julia M. Spencer, real estate advisor, investor, and enthusiast, and welcome to my Landlord product, my landlording product that I have thought out for many months now and actually have worked out all the details over many years. And I wanted to bring this to the general public and people that want to become investors or people that are landlords or people that want to become landlords. Anybody that has real estate that they want to rent out and they are a landlord, basically some information that you really need to know on how to be a good landlord, on the pitfalls of being a landlord, and hopefully avoid some of the mistakes that I have made over the many years that I have been a landlord, and basically teach you the good things, the bad things, and some of the solutions, some of the challenges that you're facing, and also basically kind of prepare you for what's ahead if that is the road that you're taking in terms of a real estate investor. Now, I have structured my product, obviously, into many modules, and some of the things that I will be discussing is basically, first off, I want to talk about why being a landlord is advantageous in some instances, and when you should consider to become a landlord. I'm also going to discuss leases, basically what kinds of things you have to have in your lease and which things you should not ever have in your lease, and also just basically how to structure leases and which things to watch out for in order to cover yourself, but also to cover your tenant and your property, obviously. And also, of course, to stay within the law. I want to talk also a little bit about specialty leases, such as space sharing, or the month-to-month type leases, or any kind of vacation rental leasing. They're a little special subcategory of regular leases, regular long-term leases. And another subject, of course, very dear to everybody's heart is property managers, how to select them, how to evaluate them, what kinds of things you can expect from a property manager and which things are not acceptable, when you should probably think about switching a property manager, and some of the other things that go along with that. Lastly, one of the last very important things that you also need to know about is the eviction process. And with eviction, of course, comes also wage garnishment and those kinds of things. If you have to ever go to the point that you have to evict a tenant and they owe you a lot of money, what can you do about getting your money back? And how do you go about that? Obviously, always to stay within the law, but also to protect yourself and your property, because you have a very expensive investment that you're given a tenant to use, and you obviously want to have your return for it. So this would kind of lead me next into a subject of how to properly deal with tenants and how to select tenants, most importantly, so you have good ones, but also how to properly deal with them as they're renting from you, and how to foster a good relationship and not a relationship that causes a lot of stress and a lot of problems and could possibly harm you or your property. Of course, then I always want to discuss, and obviously I have a lot of stories about this, but what happens when a tenant basically trashes your place and leaves? doesn't pay the rent or whatever else that can happen. And just to talk basically about some of the things that could happen so that you can be kind of prepared for it and that you know what to do in each situation. And then, and very lastly, we're going to talk about some other things, some bonus features that I want to add with this product, such as sharing websites, giving you a Landlord tool for analysis, and basically answering questions from listeners and from people that listen to my podcasts and that have bought my products, or they have sent me questions in my email on my website, which is www.juliamspencer.com. You can email me at realestate@juliamspencer.com, or you can just go to any of my videos on YouTube or on Facebook and leave me comments there. And I wanted to get into answering some of those questions in those areas. But let's just start off and let's just talk a little bit about some of these things. I assume, and I am prepared, I actually look forward to this, to get lots and lots of questions on this product, because for some reason, it is a very interesting topic, and a lot of people get into this, whether they want to be a landlord professionally, whether they've just received some property by inheritance, or if they just aren't able to offset a property they were intending to flip. For whatever reason, people that get into being a landlord don't always choose, or rarely actually ever choose, that as a full-time profession. It's kind of something that you fall into. So this is going to be applicable to a lot of people. A lot of people will have questions on it, and I'm very looking forward to answering those questions. Now, a little bit about me.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.